Hello everyone and welcome to another Pokemon Trading Card Game live video. My name is Jamie and today I'll be taking you through another deck which featured at the Las Vegas Regional Championships. But of course, just before we do go into the video, if you like this type of content and you would like to see some more content related to the Pokemon Trading Card Game, then as always be sure to hit the subscribe button and of course like this video. So let's have a look at the third place list. So this was the third place list. It is a Gardevoir build, so Gardevoir EX. Psychic Pokemon 310 HP, which is not a lot when you consider that most Psychic Pokemon, most Stage 2 Pokemon have 330s, 340s, even a little bit higher these days with Mega Evolutions. But nonetheless, it is a Stage 2 with 310 HP Psychic type. Has this attack here, Miracle Force, 190 damage that is. For 2 Psychic and a Colors, very easy to power up. And this Pokemon recovers from all special conditions. So that's quite good, considering there are a lot of special conditions in the format at the moment. So it also has this ability here, which is what it's predominantly used for, which is Psychic Embrace. So as often as you like, you may attach a basic Psychic Energy card from your discard pile to one of your Psychic Pokemon, and then you put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. So normally this would be a drawback, but there are ways of kind of utilizing and making this into something positive. And yeah, so 190 is still a solid attack, so that can pretty much two-shot most things. I think pretty much everything it can two-shot. The main issue that Gardevoir has is that it's weak to Dark. So there are a lot of Dark Pokemon currently in the format, so with Mega Absol on the rise, so that is a Dark Pokemon. So 200 damage with Mega Absol, and that would be double, that's 400 damage, that would knock out your Guardi. And of course you also have Grimmsnarl EX, so Money's Grimmsnarl EX. So that's another potential issue as well. But nonetheless, Gardevoir is still doing very, very well and has some partners in crime to help it out a little bit. So, of course, you have Gardevoir there. 3 Munkidoris. So with its ability here, the idea is to move those damage counters. So when you use Psychic Embrace, move that damage off your Pokemon and put them onto one of your opponent's Pokemon. So that's the idea. So this can be used both defensively and offensively, so we can set up some plays there. So we can, if we move a bit of damage over, we can get that into, so that's 32, so yeah, we can get that into like the 250s, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, depending on how many Munkidori and how much energy you're moving over, so that's some potential damage there, or some potential plays there that you can play with that, or that kind of combo, so to say. So that's the basic idea of the deck. But it does also include a 2-1 line of Jellicent EX. So this is really, really good. So Jellicent with Oceanic Curse, as long as it's in the active spot, your opponent can't play any item cards or Pokemon tool cards. So that's really, really strong when you consider that I think maybe at least like a third of your deck is made up of those cards. So really strong when in the active spot. So I did notice a lot of people playing bosses as well. Had like 4 bosses in their list, so you can kind of get around that. But if you're reliant on things like Pokegears, and you can't use the Pokegears to get them anyway, so it's still really, really strong. And then of course, if this has at least 2 extra energy onto it, it does, so it's 80 damage plus 80, so 160 damage. Of course with Munkidori as well, if you take a bit of damage, you can move that over and kind of bump that up a little bit more. But again, similar to Gardevoir, it does have this weakness of Dark as well, so that's also quite prominent. So, so really, really strong card, but does have that weakness, of course. And 270 for a Stage 1, not bad. It's a lot of HP for a Stage 1 Pokemon. So, but that is Jellicent, and sometimes even if they're playing Dark anyway, and they're item locked, they're kind of prevented from doing much anyway. So even if you're weak to Dark, depending on the matchup, this could be very, very strong. So that's it's kind of, I suppose, the other Pokemon that kind of best pair well with Gardevoir. Of course, for the Dragapult matchup, you have Lillie's Clefairy EX in here as well. So this is just really strong. Just puts the matchup completely in your favor with Fairy Zone. All Dragon Pokemon now, or all their weakness now becomes Psychic. So very, very strong. And of course, its attack is pretty good as well. So 20 plus 20 for each. For 20 more damage for each Pokemon or bench Pokemon you have, so you can get that up to 100, 120. So that's also not bad, do keep that in mind. And of course Skyliner as well, because you do run a lot of basic Pokemon. And some other drawing supporter, or some other drawing Pokemon to Mew for restarts, so that's also pretty good. Its attack is also worth noting as well. If you want to copy something, that could also be worth noting. Although, if you are leading with Mew, do keep in mind that 180 HP is very, very low, so do keep that in mind. Fezandipiti for Flip the Script, so pretty standard. And of course, just the one Scream Tail here, so So just for Roaring Scream. So putting more damage on Screamtail and then attacking with it and getting that damage up very high as well. So the good thing is as well, if you put anything like, like Bravery Charm or something like that, you can also increase that damage with Roaring Scream. You can hit some pretty big numbers with that as well. So, and that's to any Pokemon as well. It's not specific to just the active Pokemon. You can also hit things on the bench. So that's the Pokemon lineup. Let's have a look at the trainer line and have a look, see what is in here. So for Iono, for Lillie's in there, one Arven, one Research. So Lillie's is just very, very good. So just really, really good for opening up. Generally, because you run stage 2 Pokemon, you don't really want to be too heavy on things like Research. So Lillie's is just a better play here. Of course, one Arven there as well, so an Ionos, and then you've got one Turo's in there as well. So if you've got a lot of damage onto your Pokemon, you can pick it up, and or even just prevent prizes, prevent your opponent from taking prizes as well. So that's also pretty good. There are lots of damage spread decks as well, so that's why Turo's is pretty clutch in those matchups. So Ultra Ball, Earthen Vessel, so 3 Earthen Vessel, pretty strong. Predominantly because you just want to get your energy into this card pile pretty much as soon as you possibly can. And of course, dig out those dark energy as well for your Munkidoris. So 3 Rare Candy in there. So Nest Balls, Night Stretcher, 2 Counter Catchers as well. The ace spec of choice is Secret Box. So this is just searching for item cards, tool cards, support cards, stadium cards. Just getting things out that you need basically to set up. That is the idea. And then, of course, you've got Super Rod. Because you've got damage spread, or the option of damage spreading in the deck as well, you've also got TM Devolution there as well, de-evolving your opponent's Pokemon, so you can kind of play around with that a little bit. So you don't have to knock out whatever's in the active spot, for instance. You can just put damage on that and knock it out. That's also a potential play. Bravery Charm in there as well. That Bravery Charm is predominantly speaking just for Screamtail there, so you can get the damage up even more, or the HP. Put more damage and then hit bigger numbers. That's the idea. So you can get some pretty good numbers there with Screamtail when you do have Bravery Charm there. Artazon, pretty standard, searching out Pokemon, and of course you have just the Mystery Garden as well. So yeah, so during each player's turn, so the player may discard an energy card in order to draw cards until they have as many cards in hand as they do Psychic Pokemon in play. So considering that the majority of your Psychic Pokemon are Psychic, there's a lot of pluses that you can get from this, and of course you ditch the energy as well, which means you can utilize later on Psychic Impraise. That's the idea. So that's a trainer line there. Let's go to the energy as well. So 7 Psychic energy there, and 3 dark. So that's 1 dark for every Munkidori that you have. So yeah, with Earthen Vessel, what you can do is just search out your dark energy if you want to, because you play less of them. Or alternatively, you can also search out your Psychic energy, and then you can get a effectively just a ditch there from Ultra Ball. So if you've got 2 Psychic energy in hand, you can use Ultra Ball, ditch them, and get your Searcher. And then later on, you can use Psychic Embrace to get those energy back. That's the idea. And then, of course, with the damage, move that over with Munkidori. So that's the idea of the deck. So very, very strong still, even with so much dark in play. Very, very strong. But yeah, if you've got Jellicent in there in the active spot with this ability there, and your opponent's item locked, quite often they just concede game. If they can't do anything, they're not drawing, they're not setting up. This can be just pretty much a game changer in itself. So depending on the matchup and how many tools or how many items they're reliant on. But either way, that's the build. What I'll do is leave it in the description box below. You can go check it out and let me know what you think of the deck. But with all that said, let's go play a game with it and see how it plays out in practice. Alright, let's see if we have the option of going first or second. My opponent just won the coin flip. So as long as we don't get buddy locked, we'll go first. Okay, interesting. So as long as we don't get buddy locked, I think first is usually optimal. Although saying that, we don't really run anything like... Okay, yeah, we don't really run anything like buddies in here because we don't really have that many Pokemon. I mean, just Ralts, I think. Or Screamtail, actually Screamtail's got 80 HP, I think. So, and Frillish also has 80 HP as well, so... but cool, it's a good Pokemon to open up with, actually, because by turn 2, if we can get ourselves out a Jellicent, that's going to lock them. So that would be pretty good. So let's see what we can do here. Fezandipiti, cool, alright. Kirlia, okay, not a very good hand to start off with. I don't think we're going to get knocked out here. Going Guess we should bench. Yeah, we should really bench Clefairy, but I don't really... you know what, we'll bench it just in case. Just in case we get donked. So next turn, we can Vessel, grab an energy, maybe Vessel again, and just ditch a load of energy into the discard pile. That's the idea, and just push with Research. So that is one benefit of playing Research. A lot of decks do rely on Determinate or Lillie's Determination, but playing Research does mean that Pressure Trolley, okay, cool. Is it an Absol build? Yeah, but just playing Research here does mean you can ditch things as well, which is quite nice. Are they playing an Absol build? They are. So, I thought they might. So this matchup in theory might be a little bit hard for us, but if we can lock them by turn 2, that's going to slow them down a little bit. So we can try and pile on a little bit of damage through that way. Let's see. Try and start getting some damage on the board so we can hit for 80 next turn. Need 2 more energy, really, so... So what we're hoping for ideally here is that what would be very, very ideal is if they miss the attachment for the turn, but I very much doubt they will. Especially with putting Kangaskhan active as well. They can use Run Error and draw more cards. Don't think they've played a support card either this turn. Oh, interesting. Okay, I would have thought they would have put Kangaskhan active and they have Skyliner, right? So... So yeah, 200, 200, that would be 400, that would be knockout. On pretty much most things, I think. At least on in terms of this deck anyway. So Guardian's only got 310. Jellicent's got 270. Yeah, very, very surprised. If they missed the attachment for this turn, I'm very surprised they didn't put Kangaskhan active and just use Run Errand. Because if they don't, they need to... Okay, they've got the attachment, that's fine. Right? Because they need another 2 turns because, yeah, Terminal Period is not going to do anything at this moment in time. In fact, they've not got any Munkidori down either. Eerie, okay, we'll have to keep that in mind for next turn. Try to get rid of some stuff. Ultra Ball, nice, okay, that's pretty good. So, Ultra Ball, let's ditch the Kirlia for now. Cool, grab 2 energy there. Cool, yeah, let's do that. Let's get 2 more there. Right, we'll attach 1 for turn. Ultra Ball, because we need to really guarantee the item lock this turn. Let's do that. Yeah, we need Jellicent, right? I believe we do. Yeah. There we go, stick that active. At least we've item locked them. It's got a really funny glow to it, actually. I don't know why it looks a bit weird. And let's research there. Nice. Okay, cool. We're looking pretty good here. Need to get another... should we get another Jellicent? Another Jellicent. We don't have Frillish, I meant. We don't have 1 Ralts. Okay. Cool. All right. I think that's okay. We've got the okay. Fezandipiti. Okay. Cool. We really need to push for next turn for a Guardi there because we need to get some more energy onto and then a Dark and move them over. So okay. All right. Okay, we'll stick the Fezandipiti down just in case. Cool, let's do that. 80 damage, but more importantly, it forces them now to have a energy and bosses. If they want to get out of this item lock, they need to have a bosses. So 8, 16, 24. Yeah, so it's going to take a while to knock that out. So 160 versus 80 is 240. It's It's going to take a little while to knock that out, actually. So this is, I guess, kind of the benefit of the deck, that even though we're weak to dark, what we can do is just try and disrupt them as much as we possibly can. And that is with just having, just keeping them item locked, basically. So this is not going to really do too much. It's not going to really do too much. Because terminal period, they need me to be on 6 damage counter, so that's not going to do anything. Now the question becomes, do they have... Okay, Super Rod, okay, what do we have? Yeah, alright, Devolution, that's not going to do anything. Alright, we'll have to Iono here, 6 cards in hand, it's got all the cards. We'll Iono them down to 6. Hopefully they don't have an energy. Cool, we do get the candy. But nothing else really. Alright, let's hope they don't have the energy next turn, otherwise that could be a bit annoying. However, 160 plus, they do have it, that's annoying. 160 plus 190, if we can get a Guardi out. So 160, 190, oh interesting, okay. Well, 1, 2. Oh, they just. I'd have to put down 2. All right. Well, there we go. See if they take the candy or not. I'd be interested to see if they take the candy or if they take the lilies. Actually, I'll be very interested to see. We have more candy in deck, so that's fine. But yeah, 190, 293. Okay, cool. So if we get a Gardevoir, we can knock this out. That's really big, actually. That's huge. So let's put a Ralts in active then. We need... Oh, man. Oh, man. Do we... Okay, lilies. Do we... Alright, what is the best sequencing here, basically? So the idea is what we need to do is we need to... So Fezandipiti, we've got I think we've got 2 candies in deck. So the question is, do we flip the script or do we Determination first? What we do is Artazon. Try and deck thin a little bit. Let's get Screamtail. Give us the option to do that. Cool. Let's Lilies first, I think. Because we're going to draw 8 cards. There we go. Now we've got Secret Box. Very good. And then we flip the script. Nice. Okay, so we didn't get it, but we do have Secret Box though, so that is very good. So let's Secret Box 1, 2, and I think I guess we go with yeah, let's do that. Cool. So we get a candy. We'll get a Bravery Charm. Get a Mystery Garden, and of course support card for next turn. We're gonna get the knockout here, so let's try and I guess we'll take an Iono. We're gonna take 3. Let's just take a Lilies, I think, or do we put them down? Yeah. Okay. So we need the Guardi now. So let's stick. What can we ditch here? See if we can get a plus here. Let's get rid of. Really Night Stretcher. Let's just ditch. No, not Skylar. No, let's just ditch a Mew for the moment. Let's grab the energy. All right, Ultra Ball, 1 Psychic, and maybe a counter catcher for now. We're gonna be because we're gonna be ahead on prizes after this. Let's grab a Guardi. Cool. Another potential option is also leading with Screamtail, but they have no backup attackers here, which is also very positive. So just put that on there. But yeah, Screamtail could have been an option as well. Stick that there. So Psychic Embrace. 1, 2, and 3. There we go, done. Cool. So, do we have knockout? We've got 190 plus 160, 190. Yeah, that is 350. That's knockout. So, let's try and maybe the potential play here is we try and get a knockout on this Kangaskhan. Can we get a knockout on the Kangaskhan next turn? That would be potentially a good idea. And then that's another 3 prizes there. Cool. Mystery Garden for next turn. Night Stretcher. Cool. Yep. Alright. Let's just 190 for the knockout. Cool. So, here's the thing now. I don't know, having played this deck and having tested it a little bit, I don't know how they get more energy onto their Pokemon quicker. So they have Energy Switch. The only thing that actually maybe they might have is Turbo Energize. Maybe that's the only real form of energy acceleration that I see in the deck. That I remember in the deck, at least, anyway. But let's see. So with Screamtail we can hit 240 actually, so that might actually be some a play there if we leave with Screamtail. So 20 to each one of your Pokemon has damage. So okay, so 20 times for each damage counter. Okay, so if we get that to 100, that's what, 200 damage. Oh, we can actually go one more, so 240. I think so. 12 damage counters, 240. 240 would be enough to knock out something on the bench, actually, like the Latias or the Fezandipiti. So that might be the potential play next turn if we retreat this, lead with Screamtail. I think that could be a play. Knock out something on the bench. Or even we just lead with Screamtail and just try and hit something on the bench again. Maybe the next turn. Maybe hit the Kangaskhan again. Absol, cool. Let's see. But yeah, next up we can attach the Dark to the Munkidori as well, and then just move the damage off. So oh yeah, I forgot Ursaluna's a viable option here, right? So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so they wouldn't need like 2 energy for that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 2 energy to do 240. And even still, I mean 240 plus 30 is 270. We can just move the damage over. Then it might help us actually a little bit. Turbo Energize, I thought so. I thought that might be a potential play. So, what we can do here is presume, if we presume that they go into, I'm surprised I don't leave with the Velto a little bit more actually. That'd be very good. Actually, I suppose we can just move the damage off, I don't know. But, yeah, let's see. Counter Catcher, okay, yeah, sure. What do you want? Oh, interesting, okay, alright. Fair enough. So, yeah, if they lead with Absol here, what we can do is hit it with Screamtail. So that at least they know if they promote it, it's just going to get knocked out again. They've got no Munkidori in place, so they can't knock out our Screamtail with, yeah, just moving damage counters around. So, yeah, I think that's the play. If they go aggro Absol here, which they have, I presume they would. So, let's then put a lot of pressure on this Absol. In fact, do we... I was just thinking if we potentially have game here. I don't think we do. Alright, don't really want to get rid of, let's have a look, is there anything in there? Yeah, alright, let's Night Stretcher. Grab a Psychic for the moment. Cool, we'll hit, but they might run things like Tauros and Penny. Even if they run like Tauros and Penny, they'll still put them behind in terms of the prize, in terms of the turn. I was thinking, like, how much do we want to commit to this in case they play Turo as a penny? But even if they do play Turo as a penny, they still then have to put the energy back on, which is going to be a pain for them. It's going to waste a couple of turns anyway. So, so I don't think that's really an issue here. If we do hit it with cool. We don't have more energy in the discard. I thought we had more than that. Alright, never mind. So 80 damage, 160. We can just put that this under a little bit of pressure as well. They hit that switch. Okay. Alright, I think that's okay. I think that's fine. Let's stick down Mystery Garden. Don't move the damage over, that's fine. And is there anything else that's like would help us here in terms of setting up? I don't think so. We're going to Iono them. Put them down to 4 cards. Nice. Arven, Tauros, cool. Pretty good. Super odd anything? No, I think we're okay. Alright, so let's just Roaring Scream. Okay, 160. Okay, it's 190. So, if they promote that, then they probably fear that it's going to get knocked out. Which is good. So, put them under a little bit of pressure there, so... And if they attach on their energy to the active spot and they go with Saluna, then we just we can use Flip the Script, which they are. Okay, so the question is, how many Night Stretcher, two Night Stretchers? Do we have any more Night Stretchers in deck? I don't believe that we do. We have, that's quite annoying. Yeah, if we had another Night Stretcher, that would be a cool play, actually. That would be pretty good. So what do we want to put in active? I guess we'll just put Gardy in active. How much? It's got 2 energy on there, right? 3 prizes. Yeah. I wonder if we take a hit with Clefairy. I mean, if this comes up, this is 240, no, that's not okay. Stick a Munkidori active for the moment. So there's no way they can win the next turn. There's no way they can win the next turn. However, Tauros, yeah, okay. If we pack up our bench, okay. So maybe the play is coming for next turn, I think. I think that might be the potential play here. Let's see. Cool. Another Munkidori, cool. That's fine. So how many counter catchers do we have? 1 counter catcher, so there might be another one in deck. Cool. I don't want to search for it just yet. Let's use Psychic Embrace. Stick 1 and 2. Cool, done. Alright, let's move some damage over. There we go. And potentially next turn, let's see, potentially next turn we can have game here. So they can knock out anything at this point. All we need is just to get this into the active spot. If they lead with that as well, we can get that in the active spot. And then next turn we also have Arven, which I believe we have another counter catcher in deck. If not, 70... With another Dark Energy as well, we can also have game with Munkidori as well. So we just need another Dark Energy. How many Dark do we have? Okay, so I think we've used the vessels as well. So cool. All right, I think we're just going to pass turn on that. Oh, no. I don't concede. I might win. I don't want to concede. Cool, all right. All right, this should be very interesting, actually. Should be very, very interesting. So I think we're a Dark... Oh, no, I thought that might be the case. But that's actually okay. I don't mind that so much. Let's just put them back, basically. So now means we can start leading with something else. That's also important as well. Just trying to think, like, here, like, where are our last prizes coming from? Because I think, well, in fact, I know Night Stretcher's gone. We didn't use Super Rod, actually. Oh, we did. Did we use Super Rod? Or did we ditch it? Maybe we used it. I don't know if we... Okay, our turn. All right, the Lifcank's gone active. That's very strange. Cool. Let's have a look. Alright, so Super Rod is gone. That's fine. Okay, well... Then, alright, well let's... Psychic Embrace. Stick that there. Cool, that's fine for the moment. We're going to retreat that. Probably lead with Guardi here. Take the hit, so 190. Then we could have that as a follow-up. Cool. That's all okay. We can move the damage over as well. I'm trying to think. We can Iono them down as well. Hit them, Iono them. Yeah, that could work. But then if we Iono... I just want to make sure we have access to counter catch the next turn. So, alright, well, let's just retreat this. Cool. So they can retreat this. We need counter catch next turn. That's also a play. The issue is with Iono. I don't want to lose this Arven here. But then I don't want them to have... Because they do usually run a very heavy line of things like Penny and Tauros. I've only used one Penny as well. So let's Psychic Embrace. Sorry, Miracle Force even, 190. Right, so we can get this back up and knock this out. 4 game, that would work. I don't believe they can knock us out this turn anyway. They can use Ursaluna, but that's only 240. We can actually move damage over with that as well. So, and potentially lead with Clefairy here. There's Absol, that's fine. Energy, that's also okay. Actually, we can't even use counter. What am I talking about? We can't even use counter catcher anyway. We're not behind on prizes. However, we can afford a knockout and then we counter catcher. We can't do that. So there's no way they can win in one turn. Bosses, okay. Interesting. Why would you bosses? Clefairy, okay. You can knock it out? Oh, I guess you can hit it for 2. Okay, cool. That's fine. So, okay, right. Well, as long as that counter catcher is in deck, we've got this. We've got this. So let's see. We don't have Night Stretcher, we don't have Super Rod. So our options are very limited here. Ultra Ball, alright, let's just Arven. We do have Counter Catcher, nice. Cool, I've only got like 5 cards in deck. Oh, pretty thin. Cool, well, that's enough, that's all we need. There we go, it's Counter Catcher. Bring this up. There's 190. And there is the knockout. That is game. So, good game. Very, very good game. So, interesting, because this deck is totally weak to Dark. Yeah, we managed to get the win. So, yeah, very, very interesting. So you can still see it's very strong, despite the fact that it's Dark weak. But nonetheless, but that was the 3rd place list. So that, yeah, it was actually Mega Absol that won the event, but that was the 3rd place list. So a Gardevoir variant with the 2-1 Jellicent line in there. But you let me know what you think of the list. I'll put it in the description box below if you guys want to check it out, and let me know what you think of it. But yeah, as always, if you do like this type of content and you want to see some more content related to the Pokemon Trading Card game, as always, be sure to hit that subscribe button and, of course, like this video. That would be great. Next week, I'll start with the Latin American International Championships as well. So there'll be loads of decks coming out from that tournament. I'll make some videos on that as well. So stay tuned for that. But otherwise, guys, that was the third place list. That was the Gardevoir list that featured. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and see you all in the next one.